Malaysian F&B is the fastest feedback loop in marketing. You launch, you trend, and you fade. And the real question is, how do you turn first-time traffic into a system that repeats and scale? Some brands get tried once and disappear, and others somehow manage to stick. So today, I want to understand how that actually happens. Because over the past year, Malaysia has seen a number of international F&B brands enter the market. Not randomly, but through structured local partnerships with clear plans to operate and scale. One example is TamJai Malaysia. The group operates internationally across markets including Singapore, China, Japan, and Australia. In August 2024, Hextar Retail Berhad announced a long-term strategic partnership with TamJai International, securing exclusive rights to develop, operate, and manage the TamJai brand in Malaysia. Another example is GoPizza. The brand has scaled internationally with a large footprint in South Korea and outlets across multiple Asian markets. In mid-2025, GoPizza signed a master franchise agreement with Hextar Retail, positioning Hextar as the local partner responsible for launching and expanding the brand in Malaysia. So today's guest is Catherine Tan, Senior Marketing Manager at Hextar Retail Berhad. She works across TamJai Mixian and GoPizza in Malaysia. She's watching multiple F&B brands launch, grow, and try to earn repeat customers all at the same time.
Honestly, doing a brand launch, it's not so glamorous.
What I really wanted to understand about today's entire conversation, right, is the mechanics behind how TamJai and GoPizza is able to scale in Malaysia, how people decide where to eat, and what actually gets people in Malaysia today to try something new, right? So I think today's conversation, we're going to break it down into three simple parts. First is how these brands entered Malaysia. Maybe you can share a bit about that. Today, what's really converting that attention into repeat customers right now? And then last but not least, I also want to understand what will stop working next and what brands need to build instead, specifically in the F&B region in Malaysia. So, Catherine, you manage marketing for several fast-growing F&B brands, right? What do you think is unique about building brands like TamJai and GoPizza in Malaysia?
Okay, honestly, doing a brand launch, it's not so glamorous, honestly. It's not so glamorous. But I think what interesting is first, we really need to understand, what has worked in the market, like TamJai from Hong Kong. They are also in Singapore, Japan, and Australia, and entering to Malaysia market. So the closest is actually Singapore. So I think really understanding what the brand personality is really important. And then from there on, we talk about loyalty here and there. And honestly, we were trying to say, should we launch it together with the brand when we launch? Or should we wait until, the brand is more stable, people are willing to give it a try more, they will come back for more, only we do the loyalty? I think there is this debate that we discuss about. Similar for GoPizza. After thinking through, for TamJai, I was before we launched, there was about maybe 4 months to 5 months period for us to understand the brand, get to know everything about the brand before we fully launch it in Malaysia. So I think what's great with TamJai was Hong Kong was very supportive in terms of our marketing plans and sharing through some of the business ideas they have done in Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, and other markets, so that, we actually learn from it. And what they suggested, it will be very good if we can launch loyalty together, because I think Hong Kong, they've been around for around 30 years right now. So they also recently launched loyalty, and they are very happy with the results that given we are about six months right now. So I think launching this brand into Malaysia has its challenges. But even setting like mechanism wasn't as easy as it is. Given some examples that, Ebert had shared with us, what is some average spend that we want to target, how we want to reward our customers, and what are some reward program that has actually worked for certain brands. So we actually looked into it, and then we went with it lah. Before we open, we make sure everything was ready, and then I think it was like very nervous. We don't even know whether people will be into it. But to our surprise, for TamJai, I think opening week we did some pre-opening vouchers, so members were quite keen to join the membership. And I think what surprised us was our birthday vouchers was 20% off. I think during the first 2 to 3 months, birthday voucher was a hit, honestly. People would join and say, oh, there's a 20% off. They like, oh, okay, I'll join member, because I think they see as a value to them. It's their birthday. It's a consider like a treat. Same time, we did something quite different as well. Because we noticed that we can also do online and also offline. We did
Mm.
brand activations during our launch at Summit Pyramid for TamJai for 3 days. We gave out a like a lucky draw, like a win 1 year worth of Mixian. We didn't really expect anything. We were just like, okay, let's just try this. To our surprise, people were queuing to join the mini game, and we got around 800 signups for 3 days. Yeah, yeah.
That's
It was really surprise to us until, because we're supposed to close around 9. Then my team told me, you cannot close shop, people are still queuing.
What's interesting here isn't the discount, it's when the reward shows up. Birthday vouchers, pre opening access, and small early incentives, they all work because they align with moments that people actually care about. In Malaysia's F&B market, a value isn't being cheap, it's about being relevant at the right moment. What do you think was like different in terms of like TamJai launching within Hong Kong, Singapore? What do you think is like the biggest things you guys were trying to focus when you first launched TamJai in Malaysia?
I think TamJai has been around for a while, and before we opened the outlet, there were quite a lot of people talking about the brand. I think the brand in Hong Kong has been really strong, and it's been like a hazard to Hong Kong people, and some maybe Malaysian that has worked there, or Hong Kong people that have migrated back in Malaysia.
Mhm.
The first week we do notice like a lot of honky, like when we did like gas and win and etc. Right, honkies are like, oh my god, I want to come and eat. I will come and eat. And when they try and they really mention to us, oh my god, these taste like home to them. So I think Hong Kong has built this brand strong enough that Malaysian do enjoy it, definitely, because I think our tastes are quite similar for the launch. But of course, now that we are about 6 months in, we want to localize some of the flavors, some tasting profile to suit a little bit more for Malaysian, but still keeping the brand original soup, uh,
Yeah.
their ingredients, not changing it too much, but we are giving it a bit more Malaysian flavor.
And
Yeah.
what about GoPizza? Because GoPizza is also a newer brand in Malaysia. Like, what strategies do you think help build that awareness?
Okay, GoPizza approach, we didn't do a grand launch because I think we are still deciding we are still deciding whether a grand launch is necessary at this point of time. I
Understand.
mean, GoPizza started off in Korea as like a little food truck, little kiosk, and then they expanded over like I think India, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, and now in Malaysia. So the concept, when we talk about GoPizza, we want it to be fast. And when we did a little bit of research, we think that smaller kiosks will be a better positioning for us, just like similar like Domino's, because I think in pizza industry, when we are a little bit younger, Pizza Hut is like more a restaurant dining kind of concept, right?
Yeah.
And then when Domino's kicked in, the delivery like launch, and I think it flew. People really like, oh, I don't really need to dine in. I can dine it at home. I can send it to my offices and schools, etc. So when it comes to Go Pizza, we also discuss with the team, what is the best way for us to entry into the market. For Go Pizza, what they were selling is I think number one is technology. They have some AI tech to detect is the ingredients enough. showcasing what has been put on the pizza. Is it the weight correct? It's all using AI tech. Then I think at the same time, they want us to say that, pizza shouldn't be expensive because usually you'll be a big regular personal pizza. Once in a while you see it, but sometimes it's also still too big. So what the founder did design was pizza a little bit personal size, like that. Then it's easy and cheap to get it. So it's freshly made for the crowd. And we did it the welcome reward, the acquisition was actually the grab size pizza, we call it. Yeah, so we are selling 9.90 in store at this point of time. So what we did was to enjoy it at a cheaper price, 5.99. So you become a member and yeah, you just buy the pizza for 5.99. So we first launched at KL Gateway. Same, we were also very nervous because it was our first time. We didn't know whether it worked as well. So surprised, the outcome was pretty good. I think we only launched in October. Now it's about 3 months, right? January, 3.5 months. We are almost reaching 10K membership already.
TamJai and GoPizza didn't enter Malaysia with the same problem to solve. TamJai arrived with familiarity built overseas, and GoPizza arrived with a fresher perspective. And that difference shapes a lot of things: how you price, how you promote, and how quickly you can move people from curiosity to habit. So market entry isn't just about format, it defines what kind of trust you need to earn first. Did that surpass TamJai, do you think?
Yes, it did surpass TamJai. So if we looked at, because we had different acquisition strategy, and TamJai was more of like a dine-in, GoPizza is like a takeout kind of version. So when we noticed that GoPizza was suddenly spiking on the membership, actually twists a little bit for TamJai reward. So we did the first bowl at 5.90 because the first pizza at 5.99 worked for the brand. So we think we try. So we tried and it's also like mind blowing. So we getting increase about 500 a month for TamJai. When we change up the reward around end of November, membership spiked up double already. In December, it spiked up that double. So one month plus, we got about 3K sign up for TamJai. Of course, with the expansion of new outlets, it helped with more location. So why this idea came about is also from our Hextar Lakin, because you do see that Lakin came in Malaysia with the 2.99 first cut, right? So we thought, why not we try something different than the rest of the people. And it honestly, to our surprise, it just went like
Yeah, actually, the market within Malaysia in itself, right, it is still very value conscious.
yes, definitely.
I think a lot of things that you guys are trying to balance within the value side, you guys are also doing spin and win for
Yes.
TamJai, right? Can you
Yes.
share a bit about that actually?
Okay, so we have some merchandise in hand during opening. So we were thinking how we want to give it out to our members, right? I think most F&B or most traditional way that we see is you get 60 ringgit, you go to the cashier, validate, get a stamp, probably fill a little form, my name, etc. Then we just give you a goodie bag. So for the spin and win that we did was, I think has an in-app feature that allow us to automatically integrate it with our post system upon the member sign up and they spend the minimum amount, like what we did was 60 ringgit. So a token is issued to the members app, right? What they do is just spin, they win whatever, then we just give it to them.
On the spot.
Yeah, I think it's very straightforward.
No.
I think we don't get to like, oh, we still have this stock, we don't still don't have that stock. Already issued like the number of merchandise that we have. Once it complete, it just comes out from the view. Yeah, so easy to manage, and we are also able to see from the back end itself, how much each of the customers spend that have won this kind of prizes. It does have the data that allow us to understand a little bit more about our customer.
With so many outlets, right? Which outlet do you think, I mean, like, do you think the location of the outlets actually matters? And like, do you go down as to, how the market performs within that area in itself? Or are you guys still rolling it as like a more general, every outlet same kind of thing?
I think the locations definitely play a big role for the brand launch, right? Sari Pyramid was a really good launch location, honestly, and given the space was right in front of consider the atrium, the activation area, it gave us a lot of exposure, brand awareness. So when we talk about the redemption and etc., definitely inside Pyramid, it was quicker with the amplified shout out from medias. A lot of people just talking about it. The queue was crazy.
Yeah, it was very long.
Yeah, crazy until the mall was like, can we divert your traffic to the other side? It was blocking the entire walkway. So I mean it was a good launch, definitely. We had 163 and Hextar launching towards the end of the year, November, December. 163 was a little bit slower, but we do see that there is certain quality customer in that outlet. Well, for Hextar, it's a new mall launch. So I think the mall itself have done quite a lot of marketing awareness that drove a lot of people into the mall. And we managed to clear off our redemption also within a month or so.
Mm, that's very quick. And after the redemption period, were you guys thinking about new campaigns, or like, did you want to just repeat the same thing?
Yes, so I think it's a steep learning curve for myself and also my team at this point of time. And loyalty itself, I think there is a lot of potential given that, we bought these customers into our data, knowing that, they are interested with our brand. For upcoming Chinese New Year, I can share a little bit. I think people would want to know what we will do a little bit different for Chinese New Year is we are launching Chinese New Year menu. We have about 6 items, main course and drinks, snacks, and etc. Then we will be doing a membership pricing and original pricing. So I think some of maybe some China restaurant, if you notice, they do have like member price, original price. So this is the first time we are doing membership pricing. So we want to see how the customer reaction towards this kind of pricing, just specifically for our Chinese New Year campaign. We're not doing any spin and win. I think my team is also working with Eber closely to set up a ang pao giveaway. It was Choya Choi for Chinese New Year, like we're giving out up to I think around 8,000 value of vouchers, coupons, etc. Yeah, without any spending. My team say we try something different. I was like, okay, let's try something different. Yeah, I think loyalty has shifted over the years, right? So what I see nowadays, like we don't even notice like Shopee, Grab, they suddenly flow us into their loyalty program, right? Then we
Mm.
they have giveaway like coins, they have giveaway like vouchers, or you eat how many times, I give you a free vouchers in return. So these things are secretly like slotting into us without us knowing. So what we wanted was to follow the trend, follow what are people doing, and if they continuously doing, I think they have probably done something right? So
Yeah.
also try whether is this something that what a customer wants. I think we are really on exploring stage, and I think we hope Eber comes up with more attractive in-app games or in-app activities that can allow our members to engage a little bit more. Yeah.
We are also always trying to think about new ways we can engage customers. So in terms of like gamification and so on. And it's such a great thing to hear that, the Malaysian market especially is so hungry for engagement in this sense, right? And I think a lot of these engagements, like you share also, are very value driven. So they're still quite price sensitive in a sense. So it's quite easy to engage lah and also launch in that sense, right?
I think definitely people are more, I would say as we grow businesses, our audience will somehow age, and we will also have younger audience that will be in the market to make decision of what they want to eat, what they want to try, or convince their family that there is, for example, a giveaway in this restaurant. Why not we go and try something new? My parents don't have to join a membership, right? All is
Yeah.
the membership and bring my parents along, and I'll be rewarded somehow, right? If the younger generation is like, my daddy, mommy pay for me, I'll just be a member. Why not? So I think what surprises us is, I think Post System does have data. We can see what is top selling, what sells more, what is our customer average spending. And we do see that member spending are higher than our average Post System count spending in terms of we see that they spend a little bit more compared to normal customers. And I think we are also we are quite shocked. One of customer in TamJai has come more than 30 times. Yeah.
Are you sure it's the same person? Maybe like
Yes,
your
we did do a check with the outlet, and they said, oh yeah, this is the mother and son that always comes in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it almost every week. Yeah.
And did you happen to know if they ordered the same thing or like they tried?
They ordered almost the same thing every time they come. We do also sometimes once in a while we go to the outlet. We do talk to some of the customers. They do share that this is like some of their favorite food. They cannot live without the tomato soup, and then it's their fixed topping over and over again.
Klang Valley is one of the most saturated F&B markets in the region. The malls are dense and the options are honestly endless. So when new outlets opens, attention spikes briefly, but what actually sustains performance is buy-in. So that's when location amplifies reach, but only if the experience gives people a reason to return. So in a market this crowded, traffic is often borrowed, but habit is earned. I mean, even at such an early stage of TamJai's launch, you guys are already seeing repeated customers. Are you guys planning to, scale upon that? And or like what is your goal, in terms of like this year alone within TamJai's membership?
Yeah. I think this year, I think we have considered past the acquisition stage. Like what we talked about earlier, I think retention, it's more of the focus that we should be doing at this point of time. So when we brainstorm a little bit with our colleagues in Lakin, they are very data and tech driven, given the company it's tech and data. So we did share a little bit in terms of how we want to target that our customers. So definitely there are customers that has come more than 3 times, more than 2 times, or some come 1 time, they never come back anymore. So I think it's really important to first understand, the categorization of each of this customer and how we want to reward them accordingly. And I think it's worth it to spend on customers that truly enjoy your food and truly loves your brand. If we keep spending on customer that they don't want to come back anymore, right? Honestly, we still will spend a little bit more just to understand, is it in terms of value, or is it in terms of location, or they come here for a vacation from, outstation. They just wanted to try out the brand, then go back to their hometown. I think there's a lot of factors that involve, right? But I think more importantly, what we discussed was regular customers are more important, and we should understand their behavior. I think customer has came for 30 times
Yeah.
should give them a free noodle already.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Then I think ultimately we this year we will launch members day. Probably like we are still deciding whether we should do it once a month, or maybe we do a weekly kind of thing, like how Yao Yao did. Like every Wednesday is Yao Yao Day, right? So we
Yeah.
probably choose like a day or a month that we throw out special exclusive reward just for the members to come back over and over again. I think a lot of brands did it quite successful. I think the long-term one will be, I think, Baskin Robbins, 31%. Yeah, it sticks to your head. Then you just like, oh, okay, it's time for ice cream.
Yeah, yeah, I
So yeah,
see.
yeah, those kind of ideas.
Just now when you mentioned about the Chinese New Year promotion
Yeah.
where you guys are like giving out almost $8,000 worth without spend, right? What do you mean by that actually?
Okay, so how you play on Shopee, they have like Shopee Shake, right? For example. So they have like 1 million coins, for example, within this one hour. So I think what the idea behind was giving out ang paos to all our members. So we create this idea of, I think we are looking about thousands over vouchers that we are throwing in. So what member just have to do is they have to log in during the hot time. And then they will just have to click the ang pao and a surprise voucher will appear in front of them. So during the Chinese New Year period, they can come back and use the voucher. A little bit like drive you for next visit lah,
Yeah,
I
I
would
can see
say.
it.
Yeah.
See it. And also, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be in their hometowns waiting for the hot time, and when they're playing this campaign.
Hopefully it's something that they will look forward to. Yeah.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, then in that case, right, like how are you guys promoting the loyalty program? If this is such a big part of your marketing strategy and obviously is driving so much traffic, right? Like how is TamJai communicating that throughout operational, processes and all that?
I think we do have TV visuals in stores. We have TV visuals. We have table stickers that we put it on the tables. We also additionally printed some visuals with the menu that are slotted in. So for customers that come in for the first time, they will see that, okay, I get to enjoy my first 590 bowl of noodle. So I think they're just, okay, what is this all about? So they'll just scan, join a member, choose the meal that they want. And I think once you key in the membership details, you will just automatically enjoy the discount at the counter. Similarly for GoPizza, we did quite a lot of QR codes around the outlet because it's a bit more like kiosk, right? So we have big QR codes. We also have QR codes on some of our tables so that it's easier for customer to scan, join the member, and yeah, enjoy the promotions that we are offering.
Are you guys planning to do any exciting campaigns with GoPizza?
Yes, GoPizza. I think we I think we did. Oh, we launched already. Spin and win. Fortune wheel. We give a more interesting name. A fortune wheel for GoPizza. Yeah. So we really started. So I think this is part and parcel of promoting next visit. So you have spent with us this time. So what you get is I think some return vouchers. We have some free pizza voucher, buy one, free drinks, free snacks. So once you spend, you can come back again on your next visit to use that voucher. I think very important when we talk about retention. We want you to keep coming back to us. So I think what loyalty is there is to help the brand to continuously engage with the customer so that we know that which voucher works for the customer. It can be as simple as a free drink. People will just, oh, okay, the next time I come back, I get a free drink.
Yeah, it works on me, definitely. Do you guys have like an ideal bandwidth in terms of how often the customer should come back, in terms of in dining and QSR?
I think for both brands, it will be different specs. I think for TamJai, since it's a bit like comfort food, I can eat maybe once a week, twice a week, because it's just noodles, right? So maybe it's a statement for a certain family to have it every week or once in a month. Pizza, I think pizza is a bit like celebration food. Like people will tend to buy big pizza for celebrations,
That's true.
dine out, or just binge eating pizza at home. So I think what we intention for repeat purchases, I think for pizza, it's really coming out with a lot of different flavors for customer to try and I think we want to create a bit more choices for Malaysians and hooking it up with Korean flavors so that people will be like, oh, this is something special, not ordinary that you can see in other pizzas shops.
In terms of how brands are seeing so much traction with retention within Southeast Asia and maybe just Malaysia alone, how do marketers like you justify that ROI and also justify that cost to launch this entire membership program? Was it hard for you?
Yes, when we talk about money, budget, can we cut price? Can we reduce price? Yeah, I think membership as a whole, I would say not just in F&B, in the entire industry, right? I think all the brands want to create a relationship with the customer. They want to understand you. If this is something that you would come back for more, or maybe to some people it's just something once off, just for example, just for the birthday voucher or the free birthday pizza. So a lot of times, brands get very hard in terms of how we want to communicate with our customer. So I think what we see all this while is like the stamp card. They give you a stamp card. You come here 3 times, 10 times, it's a free pick of coffee or free dish or etc. But I think when it comes to budget, I think there's a lot of loyalty solution that has readily available in the market. But of course, there are still brands that think that, I want to create this on our own. I mean, given like, there are resources, there are somebody that able to create the app for you to engage with your customer, a very nice interface, etc. But I think at the end of the day is given that management has approved this budget for you to use for your brand. And I think what's really important is knowing what has you collected in terms of the data. Understanding what the data does for you, for the brand, how you want to use this data to pivot in terms of what kind of vouchers to release, what kind of vouchers do we want to give to returning customer, to new customers. I think it plays a lot of importance, understanding the data, understanding our own customer. I think bosses can say cut this budget, cut that budget, but I mean, if one day my boss say, okay, let's just stop this, right? And you are down to, oh my God, like zero budget, right? What it's important is, okay, throughout this, for example, this period of a year, how much membership have you garnered? For example, 10K. At least at that point of time, you have 10K of member that you can reach out. You have their email, you have their contact. I think that is the value that you tell a company, okay, given we understand it's a straining point for the company to continue with this existing loyalty program, but with the data that we have already have in hand, how do you want to properly utilize or reach out to our customer to understand what they love for the brand, what they think we should pivot into, what are the flavors that you want to look at. It helps us to build the brand for Malaysia market. It's not just about, yes, the brand has its core product that we don't want to also change it. But what each market will definitely react differently to the product or services or how you treat your customer and I think really keeping them close to you so that they are the people that supported us, and we also hope that one day in the near future, they can also introduce this to their kids, the kids enjoy it, and then this will be passed down for generation. I think data is considered king at this point of time. You have data and you know how to use it properly. I think that makes you different than other F&B restaurants or any other businesses. I think what important maybe for marketers out there or for some juniors marketer that trying to count the market or trying to figure out what they want to do, I think marketing and also the over industry will continuously shift. But I think it's really important to first know that, when we are in a business, what is important to you in the business? If customer is important, I think a loyalty program is there to support you, your brand in terms of making decision. Should I keep the brand? Or where should I open the brand? Or how can we continuously innovate to make things better for our customer? Yeah, I think for me, it's really called to know that there is platform out there that allow us to connect and build that relationship with our customer for a very, very long time.
Data doesn't tell brands what to do. It tells them where to look. In a market this competitive, instinct still matters, but data decides which instincts are worth acting upon on. And over time, that feedback loop is what separates brands that scale and brands that fade. Thank you so much for sharing, Catherine. One final question for you
Yeah.
before we end. So your handlebar for today is the F&B brands that win in 2026 will be the ones who...
I think the brands that will win in 2026 will be the brand that is brave to explore and not give up.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time, Catherine.
Thank you. Thank you.